Hello everyone. Welcome to this journey from becoming something to just being life. Welcome to MadMan. Hello everyone. Welcome to MadMan. So the topic for today is how I became a madman. I've always been a very logical person, right? And that is why I was always interested in mathematics, and no other subject seemed appealing to me. Because in mathematics, 2 plus 2 is 4, and no one can deny that. No one can prove otherwise. So basically, I was always looking for something that no one can deny. So I did mathematics in college as well. And during my second year or during my sophomore year, it suddenly hit me that I've already spent 25 years of my life just on education. Education, or in other words, gathering information that is readily available on the internet. I did not like that. I absolutely did not like that. So I had to ask a very important question to myself. What is it that I want in life? So obviously the answer came a successful life. A successful life in the eyes of society. Up until that moment, I had never thought about this question. And I was always chasing something that everyone around me was chasing. So basically, looking at the people that had already become what I wanted to become, which took another 20-25 years of their lives, they were still looking for something more. They were still, desperately doing things to satisfy them. And that was more than enough for me to prove, or I should say, that was more than enough to prove to me that it is not worth spending another 20-25 years chasing that. So the next obvious thing that came to me was exploring spirituality. Obviously, I had done meditation in my high school days, but spiritual journey is not only meditation, right? So I wanted to explore that dimension of life. So after I started reading a few books, listening to a few spiritual people, it kind of made sense to me, and that drastically changed my life, because from then on, I had started meditating twice a day, doing yoga, stopped eating meat, and that was a huge change in my life. But just like most spiritual person, or at least in the initial phase of spirituality, I was so proud that I was walking a different path and everyone else is wrong. So one day something happened, right? So what happened? So up until that moment of time, there was this entity, Anish. There was this entity that was trying to achieve something. But that moment, that entity just shattered. It disappeared. So let me describe this entity a little bit. So most people use the word ego, but I think ego does not describe it completely. An entity, Anish, which is basically the image of myself, right? Which includes my likes, dislikes, my face, obviously, because that's the most basic thing that one identifies oneself with, because we are so used to looking at our face in the mirror that we think we are it, right? Or at least it is a big part of who we are. So up until that moment, it was the image of myself which we call I or me or whatever. So up until that moment, this entity was trying to achieve something. But when this entity shattered, there was no question, there was no seeking, there was nothing. There was just this body through which life was being lived. So that was a huge experience, in a sense that it shattered everything and brought me to reality. But even if you ask yourselves, whatever you're looking for, whatever you're striving for, if you ask yourself, why do you want it? Why do you want it? The conclusion has to be because it makes you satisfied or it makes you happy or whatever. Right? Because why would you want something? There's this physical body, and whatever you experience by doing things in the world, whatever you experience, it has to be experienced inside this body. So basically, whatever you're looking for in this life, it has to happen inside this body. No exception. So I realized that the disappearance of the image that we think is different from everybody else, the disappearance of the image of ourselves, is what lets the life flow through this body in a beautiful way. So I was just a sane person trying to achieve things, trying to fit in the framework of what a successful person is. I tried that for 25 years of my life. But after the realization that that entity that tries to achieve something is what is creating the resistance for me to realize the life itself. And that realization made me a madman. So in conclusion, I'm not a madman because I've achieved great things as a human being. I'm a madman because I have realized that being a human being is a great achievement. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow in the next video. Have a great day.